Stop. Before you judge what you're about to hear, understand this. Everything you were taught about being good, kind, and fair has one fatal flaw. It does not protect you. Machiavelli knew something most people refuse to accept. In the real world, intentions mean nothing. Only outcomes do. If that sentence made you uncomfortable, good. Because discomfort is where truth begins. If you want to understand power as it truly works, not as society pretends it does, subscribe now and share this video. This is the first rule in a series that will change how you see people forever. Machiavelli's first law of power is simple, brutal, and unforgiving. People do not respect who you are. They respect what you can do. You can be honest and still be ignored. You can be kind and still be used. You can mean well and still be crushed. Power does not respond to morality. It responds to consequences. This is the illusion most people live under. They believe that being good will protect them, that fairness creates safety, that intentions will be recognized. Machiavelli watched men lose everything because they believed this lie. Power is not about being evil. It is about being effective. When you lack power, your goodness becomes irrelevant. When you lack leverage, your values become optional to others. This is why weak kindness is despised. Not because kindness is wrong, but because weakness invites disrespect. Machiavelli understood human nature without illusions. People push limits until they feel resistance. If there is no resistance, they keep pushing. This is not cruelty. This is reality. Here is the loop most people never escape. They try harder to be liked when they feel disrespected. They give more when they receive less. They explain themselves when they should act. And every time they do, they lose more power. The more you seek approval, the less authority you have. The more you justify yourself, the weaker you appear. The more you tolerate disrespect, the more it grows. Power does not announce itself. It reveals itself through consequences. Machiavelli warned rulers about this mistake centuries ago. A leader who relies on goodwill alone will fall. A man who relies on kindness without strength will be consumed. This does not mean you must become cruel. It means you must become capable. Capability creates respect. Respect creates boundaries. Boundaries create peace. Without power, there are no boundaries, only hope. And hope is not a strategy. Most people misunderstand Machiavelli because they read him emotionally, not strategically. They think he promotes evil. In reality, he exposes weakness. He shows what happens when you confuse morality with safety. He shows what happens when you believe the world owes you fairness. The world does not reward virtue. It rewards strength paired with discipline. Look around you. Who is respected? The man who complains or the man who acts? The man who explains himself endlessly or the man whose decisions carry weight? Respect follows power because power changes outcomes. People do not fear words. They fear consequences. Here is where most people misunderstand power. They think power is loud, aggressive, violent. True power is quiet. It does not threaten. It does not beg. It does not justify. It simply acts and reality adjusts. This is why silence often carries more authority than arguments. This is why presence can dominate without force. Machiavelli's first law does not ask you to abandon your values. It asks you to stop being naive. You can be ethical and strong. You can be fair and feared. You can be calm and dangerous. But you cannot be powerless and respected. That combination does not exist. Many people resist this truth because it demands responsibility. If intentions are not enough, then results matter. If results matter, then excuses are meaningless. Power forces accountability. That is why people avoid it. Here is another uncomfortable truth. People test you to see what they can get away with. Not because they hate you, but because they are human. When there is no cost, behavior worsens. When there is no consequence, limits disappear. This is why boundaries without power are suggestions, and suggestions are ignored. Machiavelli understood that order is built on strength, not wishes. Stability comes from deterrence, not hope. Respect comes from consistency, not promises. If you reward bad behavior, you invite more of it. If you tolerate disrespect, you normalize it. Power corrects behavior without emotion. This is where self-mastery enters. Power without control becomes tyranny, but control without power becomes submission. Machiavelli advocated balance, the ability to act decisively without losing discipline. A man who controls himself but cannot influence outcomes remains invisible. A man who influences outcomes without self-control becomes dangerous. The strong man masters both. If this is challenging your beliefs, that means it is working. This series is not designed to comfort you. It is designed to prepare you. In the next videos, we will break down how power is built, how influence works, and how men lose authority without realizing it. If you want that understanding, subscribe now. This is only the first law. Let's return to the core truth. People respond to what happens after you act. They remember outcomes, not intentions. They adjust to consequences, not promises. Power shapes behavior. Weakness invites exploitation. This is not pessimism. It is clarity. Machiavelli never said be cruel for pleasure. He said be effective for survival. He did not glorify dominance. He exposed the cost of ignoring reality. Those who reject this law are not morally superior. They are simply unprepared. So ask yourself this honestly. When people cross your boundaries, what happens next? Do consequences follow or explanations? Do outcomes change or patterns repeat? Your answer reveals your position in the power dynamic. If you are still watching, you already sense the truth. Strength is not optional. It is necessary. And this is only the beginning. In the next part of this series, we will uncover Machiavelli's second law of power and why appearances often matter more than truth. Subscribe and share this video if you are ready to stop being naive and start being effective. Because once you understand power, you cannot unsee it.